What's my definition of success? It's creating something no one else can. You do what your heart says. You do what you feel called to do. You dream big. I know a lot of you that listen to this are entrepreneurs, and it's difficult and it's challenging sometimes to be an entrepreneur. And it's very rewarding, right? If you aren't happy with your circumstances, you have a choice to remain the same, or you have the choice to change. How do we help ourselves recognize if we choose to stay here, the benefits and the why and what's important to us and how it's aligned with what we really want? Sometimes abundance financially is when something happens to someone, being able to send them a few $1,000s with no strings attached that you never expect to get back. I've been blessed to do that at times. That's abundance. Yeah, you're getting emotional, Drew, today.
Welcome to the Everyday Leader Podcast. Leadership is a choice. Join me, Matt, and my co-hosts Drew and Tate each episode as we break down how to lead powerfully in your family, team, and organization.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Everyday Leader Podcast. Last week, you heard from just Matt. This week, you're going to hear from just me, Drew. And we're just in a busy season. Me, Matt, and Tate, all of us with new businesses, lots of success, lots of learning, lots of challenges. And so I wanted to share a couple things with you today. We're committed to having an episode every week, even when we're busy. And so even if it's just one of you listening to this today, like I hope what I share can be helpful to you. Part of the busy, Matt's throwing an event and then also speaking at ours. Tate's just had a lot of things and places to be running his business. With the Abundant Man Project and my partners, we're doing our big event this Saturday, Amparize. Big's relative, like 300 people is a big event for me. I've hosted smaller events with 30, 40, maybe 50 people in the room. So this is a little bit bigger. I went to an event in Utah down the street that had 4,000 or 5,000 people earlier this year. So in some ways it also feels small. And what I've been thinking about this week is some lyrics actually from a song, and I want to share those lyrics with you. The artist's name is NF. He I guess you'd classify his music as rap, and he's very clean though. I believe he's Christian. I like his music, but he has a song called Hope. And I want to just read a couple lines from the verses of that. What's my definition of success? It's listening to what your heart says. It's standing up for what you know is right when everybody else is, tucking their tail between their legs. And if I wrapped it, maybe it would rhyme a little bit better. Creating something no one else can, being brave enough to dream big, grinding. Oh man, wasn't expecting this. Grinding when you're told just to quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit because they'd rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are, just try to gain some credibility so they would feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures of their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing. It's what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred, years of my life carrying a lot of baggage I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I had some different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill the void, pretending I was in. They get it. And it goes on. It's a good song. I love what he says. What's my definition of success? It's listening to what your heart says. What's my definition of success? It's creating something no one else can. And so if you're a leader, that's what you do. You do what your heart says. You do what you feel called to do. You you dream big. I know a lot of you that listen to this are entrepreneurs, and it's difficult and it's challenging sometimes to be an entrepreneur. And it's very rewarding, right? Like it's very rewarding to build something yourself. And then especially when you build it and others love it. And what's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about being an entrepreneur too, is you get to create things that sometimes no one else can. And so why am I reading this? Why am I sharing this? I guess like I have a lot of those feelings that I've had, and so this resonates with me quite a bit. Like walking away from great money and great success to start over wasn't easy, and it was following what I felt was going to light me up, and a feeling that God had something greater for me to do, and it's been challenging, and it's growing, and it's going the right direction. And so it's very fun. It's what I love what I'm doing. I'm changing men's lives every day, both in our community and with the clients I work with one-on-one. And so that success is chasing what your heart says, and your heart can be in what you're doing too, right? So I think sometimes if you're not an entrepreneur, all you hear is like, quit your job, start a business. Like, you can find purpose before process. And I think a leader does that. I think a leader realizes, this is my circumstances, and I'm going to choose to take what I have and work with it, or I'm going to change it. Like that's literally the choice. If you aren't happy with your circumstances, you have a choice to remain the same, or you have the choice to change. And sometimes staying the same is okay. It's like, how do we help ourselves recognize, if we choose to stay here, the benefits and the why and what's important to us and how it's aligned with what we really want. And when you can find that, it's a powerful thing. At the same time, like, I think the joy of entrepreneurship is creating something. It's creating something amazing. So I'll share some of the experiences I've had with what we've created this year. We've had men inside the Abundant Man Project, and I know this is the Everyday Leader Show, but I'm going to share what I'm doing today because I'm the one recording this. But in the Abundant Man Project, we've had men beat addiction. We've had men lose weight, make more money. We have a man in the middle of buying a business, another man who saved his farm. And some men are in our year-long program. We had a retreat in August. I know one of the men, a successful business owner, has shared that it's reignited his marriage and his relationship with God, just coming to a 3-day event, a 3-day weekend. He's not of my faith, and I think he was worried about our flavor of Christianity, our flavor of our faith, coming to the event, and he came open-minded and walked away and just felt like he was closer to God. And so I believe that, like, part of leadership is creating places for others to grow, creating environments where people can have what they truly want, what's important to them. And sometimes leadership is just showing them that they can have that, giving them a little bit of hope, giving them hope that there's something better on the other side. And sometimes as a leader, you've got to be willing to walk away from something. That's challenging, right? It's challenging when there's safety and security, and what you want's behind a ton of uncomfortableness. Is that a word? Being able to take steps into the unknown. Like, that's what leaders do. And that does, once again, that could be entrepreneurship. That could be starting a business. That could be just being uncomfortable and creating a new relationship with a friend or someone you go to church with or someone in your community. Once again, leadership, we talk all the time that it's a choice. It's not necessarily about your role or your title or your position. Like, you can show up as a leader for people every day, in your family, in your home. Like, and that's part of what we're trying to create in the Abundant Man Project too, is we're calling it leaderhood, a brotherhood of leaders. And just, we want men to feel like they've got brothers beside them. And we want them to see themselves as leaders in all that they do, in their work, in their family, in their business, in their lives. So what's the event on Saturday? If you're listening to this Thursday or Friday, if there's any way you can make our event, it's going to be incredible. If you just go to Abundant Man Project, the Abundant Man Project Instagram page, you can see everything about Amparize. And I'll share some cool things about this. Like, we've got some world-class speakers. I'm going to be on stage. And let me talk to you about creating something. Like, I decided I wanted to get more on stages, and that's part of why I did podcasting. And I figured I would look for speaking opportunities. And I actually haven't had a lot. And, I've spoken a lot in leadership roles. I've spoken a lot in church settings, but not a lot on like conferences or events outside of some small networking events. So part of what I've done with my partners is created a stage for my voice and what I've created. And it's been comfortable. This is not what I wanted to. I mean, if I had to say what I wanted to, if the actions I wanted to take versus how uncomfortable it would be, this would probably be very low on the list, throwing a conference this weekend and doing that. I've had to learn how to be a marketer. I've had to learn how to craft better offers. I've had to learn how to make sure my message is really, really clear and goes to just one thing. I'm excited to speak. And as a preview, I'm going to speak about creating powerful declarations for yourself, creating I am statements, how that's the language that God uses, is saying powerful things after I am. And excited to share that message. So if you're listening today, how can you take some action? How can you take away from this and go create something? So a leader creates hope. What's the definition of success? It's listening to what your heart says. It's doing and creating something no one else can. And so look at your life. What is something your heart's calling you to do? And maybe it's behind something uncomfortable. Here's something else I can tell you. As I've gotten clear on who I am and my identity, I've found more purpose. And when you have purpose, like, you're willing to do uncomfortable things. You're willing to work harder. When you have purpose, you can give other people hope. Once again, I believe that's leadership. So yeah, the question would be is like, what's the big dream? What's the thing you've thought about that you've been scared to go do, scared to follow, and why aren't you doing it? And it's okay to choose, hey, for this season, this is why I'm staying here. But choose it. Don't do it out of regret. Choose it and decide, hey, that's not going to be this for this season. Or if what you really want is past something comfortable, it's on the other side of uncomfortable, choose to go follow it. Choose to go do it. And it could be incredibly difficult. It can be incredibly hard. But if you know who you are, if you're clear on what you want, if you have a big vision for yourself and others, it'll be fulfilling. I can tell you that. I can tell you that in some ways, I've had some of the, I don't know if I want to call it the hardest challenges in my life, because I've also learned to look in how I label my circumstances. And I've had some of the most unique challenges that I've never experienced before the last couple of years, especially building things this year, especially walking away from something, joining a coaching agency that quickly changed directions after I joined, that left me starting back from square zero, which is about the time I started this podcast. And so there's been a lot of challenges, and there's been times where I've thought, man, I could go back to running a sales team. I could go back to just taking a sales job and be making great money really, really quick. And at times along the way, like that's been very tempting the last couple of years. And I've also seen how things, as I've followed what I've felt God has called me to do, and that's going to truly fill me up and make a bigger impact, things have come together. Things work out. You can do it. And what happens when you reach those difficult situations? Sometimes you think you can't get through them. You can. In the moment, sometimes you'll freeze up. Sometimes you'll think, hey, I'm not made for this. And that's just the little voice in the back of your mind that's throwing in doubt and fear. But but you can do incredible things. You can create things that no one else can. You can be a light for others. And it's just how much are you willing to, as I've heard Matt say, burn for it? Like, are you willing to burn for something? Whether that's your faith, your family, your career, your job. Like, when's the last time you went all in on something in your life? I like to say, if you're watching the video version of this podcast, I don't know if I'm not wearing I got a couple of AMP hats. One of them says all in on the side. And I like to say that abundance is on the other side of all in. Sometimes we think that abundance, and this was supposed to be one topic, maybe it's turning into 10, but I'll try and tie it all together at the end. I think sometimes we think abundance is having more than what you need, having more than enough, having excess that you can share with others. Abundance is giving something your all. Abundance is it's getting home at the end of a long work day when work's beat you up, and choosing to not take it out on your spouse and to be kind, and choosing to give your kids your attention at the end of the day. I think sometimes abundance, and I've experienced this on both sides, sometimes abundance financially is when something happens to someone, being able to send them a few $1,000s with no strings attached that you never expect to get back. I've been blessed to do that at times. That's abundance. But abundance is also you're getting emotional, Drew, today. Sometimes abundance is putting gas in someone else's tank when you're not sure if you're going to be able to fill up your own 3 or 4 days later. I've experienced that also. And it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling when you can just trust, when you can trust God and trust in yourself, even when circumstances aren't what you'd want. And so abundance is all in. Abundance is giving your best, giving your best in your fitness, your finances, your faith. I guess you're getting a little more preview of what I'm going to get on stage and talk about this week. And maybe this is good. I'm practicing here to get a few of these tears out before. But that's success. Success is doing what your heart says. It's like, I want to be here for my kids tonight and my wife, even though the day hasn't gone great. And I'm going to put down the phone. I'm going to put away the distractions and give them my best. I would call success doing what your heart says. Like, I'm going to give to someone. Even when you feel like I can't give right now. I've been there. I know what that feels like. And that's success when you give, when you feel like that's all you have left. Success is committing to God and creating a relationship with Him. Success is taking care of yourself. Especially when you don't want to, like you really want to, but some days you're tired and you're grumpy and you're upset, or you don't have time to go to the gym, right? Like, success is putting yourself first. And that, to me, is what an abundant man is. That's why we've created this. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for our event this Saturday. If you're listening to this before Saturday, I would urge you, if there's any way you can get a ticket. The men we have on stage are incredible. In fact, one of the men owns an amazing ranch, Chad Hymas, one of the amazing speakers, Speaker Hall of Fame. He's quadriplegic, basically owns a mountain range in Utah. It's like 80,000 acres. Anyone who gets a ticket to our event this week, and sorry if you're a woman listening to this, we'd love, at some point, the abundant man's going to have the abundant marriage, and we'll include that too. But for men who come to this event and buy their ticket before Saturday, he's throwing a one-day event in October with our guys also that will get access to that if they buy a ticket to this event. Just generous, and that's abundance. And I'm seeing that from him. So Go do what your heart says. Go create something no one else can. Go be all in your business, in your family, in your life. I don't think that means you have to balance the time. I think it just means when the time is there, you give it your best. And you always have a choice to do that. You always have a choice to show up as a leader in all areas of your life. Sometimes you're going to fall flat on your face. And when you do, pick yourself back up and make a choice again to be a leader. Grateful for those of you who listen. Share this with a friend, subscribe, go check out the Abundant Man Project. That's all my energy and focus right now. We'll get back to more episodes with us together. Sorry if a couple of these episodes have come out a little bit late. We've just been pretty busy this summer, and we're committed to keep bringing you great episodes every week. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for joining us on the Everyday Leader Podcast. If you're ready to take your leadership journey even further, subscribe to our weekly newsletter for more insights and practical tips. And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram to stay a part of our growing community. Just follow the links in the show notes. If this episode impacted you, please help us spread the word and share the link with a friend from wherever you're listening.